Whoa, whoa. Oh, sorry everyone. Never made that noise before, but just playing a really cool Switch game that I would say is like a 10 out of 10 as it is a. Hey everyone, why am I upside down? Okay, well, we got that sorted. I don't know why I was the only one who fell from all that. I guess I'm glad because I don't want my games to fall or anything. But anyways, how's it going everyone? To the level here, as today I want to talk about 10 out of 10 Switch games, or, Nintendo Switch games that I feel are kind of your 10 out of 10s, right? As I've seen quite a few people do videos on this before, and yeah, I'm kind of late to the party, but thought I would talk about 10 different Switch games that I feel are 10 out of 10. These are my personal choices, right? So, these are games that I beat at least once over, as, just few things to keep in mind is, this is my own personal list. You'll have your own kind of 10 out of 10 games, and for certain third-party ones, I'm focusing on ones that I have a physical copy of the Switch of, right? So, like games like, say, certain Final Fantasies or whatever that I would have on like PS4 or PS5 won't be included in here since I played and got those on those systems, right? But the Switch ones, are ones that some I beat on a different console, but I have played the Switch version of these, and because they are fantastic games and they still play pretty well on the Switch, I will include those as well. So, I hope you enjoy, and let me know what your kind of 10 out of 10 Switch games are. So, to start with, I want to start with Super Mario RPG. So, I just love this remake so much, and just a really cool game to just get into for your kind of turn-based RPGs, right? It's pretty short game, around like 10 hours or so, and with this remake, it's a lot easier to play, a lot more accessible, right? There are some platforming parts that might frustrate some people, but overall, it's just a really charming, fun experience, and it's really cool that Nintendo is doing a lot of these kind of old Mario RPGs, kind of remaking them, right? As, just really cool. Now, I haven't gotten Paper Mario Thousand Year Door remake yet, so that won't be included, but once I get it, it will be included. But it's, just Super Mario RPG, fantastic game, and a great game for any newcomer to RPGs to start with. Then the next game I have is Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Yes, it'd be nice if we got new Mario Kart and everything, but still, this game is fantastic still, as this deluxe version included all the DLC that was originally in the Wii U version. Of course, more DLC got added. If you have the Nintendo Switch Online Pass, then you get the kind of expansions, the courses and characters and all that, like part of that subscription service, right? So, and Mario Kart just, it's always a fun time, and I hope whenever Nintendo does do a new Mario Kart, which hopefully they'll be kind of part of their new system when they do one, like hopefully it'll be kind of like a Nintendo Kart, right? Because with Mario Kart 8, that's when they start to put in a few new characters from other series, so Splatoon, having Link there, right? And things like that. I think a Nintendo Kart would be really cool where you're racing, something like Super Smash Brothers, but with racing in these karts, of having like a Kirby world and having a Metroid world and Pokemon and everything like that, just racing against each other. I think that'd be really cool. But Mario Kart 8, like Mario Kart games, always fun multiplayer experiences and everything like that, and it's just still one that's super fun to play. Then my next one I have is Persona 5 Royal. This game is fantastic, and on the Switch, I'm pleasantly surprised by how well this game performs, right? Like, and I guess I shouldn't be super surprised because a lot of the game, how it's told, is in a visual novel kind of style in a way, right? So there's not a whole lot of action going on a lot of cutscenes, but it looks and runs really good on the Switch, even docked mode, right? And Persona 5 Royal, man, just a fantastic game. Like, the original Persona 5 was already really great, and then Royal just, adding these new characters. Like, Jose was kind of, probably didn't need to be in there, but still cool to have. And yeah, just a really fantastic game, one of the best RPGs out there. And yeah, it's one of those two that, even though it's well over 100 hours long, like, it's one of those that I'd never want to end. Like, it's funny because, we say that, like, I always want a game to end and all that, but there's certain games where it's like, man, I still want more out of it, right? And that's always a good sign for any game to want more out of it, right? So yeah, Persona 5 Royal, just fantastic. Then this one's a bit cheating, it's a remaster and all that, but I think it's just a fantastic collection of great games, and it's the Final Fantasy 1 through 6 Pixel Remaster Collection. I think this is just a wonderful package. Yes, there could have been a bit more added to it, maybe, redoing the graphics to have that 2D HD style, and, still not updated to where it'll kind of give you a waypoint of where to go next, right? There's a lot of kind of, with these older Final Fantasies, there are trial and errors with trying to figure out where you have to go next and everything, but regardless of all that, this is just a wonderful collection, with 4 and 6 being the standouts for me, just like a lot of people out there, right? And the only Final Fantasy out of this collection I haven't beaten yet is 3, which is one that I am slowly playing through, right? And I love this collection because you get different boosts, so if you just want to get through the story without, like, any big hassles or whatever, you can increase, your experience points and gil you get by 4. You can turn encounters off, and yeah, that's always appreciative with these types of games, or you can lower the percentage of what experience and all that you get to make the game harder, right? And I love that, right? It just gives a lot more accessibility for people, because again, a lot of those Final Fantasies, they can be, not just Final Fantasies, a lot of those old NES and Super Nintendo games can be a bit rough to revisit because, like, they don't have the greatest quality of life stuff, right? So these remasters, really great way to play these games and to get new people into the series, into the older games, right? And yeah, I love the collection so much. Then the next one I have is Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Like, even without buying any of the character packs, which, yeah, of course I did, but even if you don't, you still get something like, 60, 65 different characters, and I love that they have a big story mode. It might be a little too long, right, because the story mode itself takes like 30 plus hours to beat and things like that, but still, overall, it's just a wonderful game. I love that, while it's not the most creative way of unlocking new characters, you just fight a few battles and then a new challenger will approach for you to fight and try and earn that fighter onto your roster, right? But hey, I like it a lot more than what we got with the Wii U version. I'm not sure about 3DS, I'm sure it's the same thing, but no, on Wii U, like, everything was unlocked from the get-go, and I found that kind of boring, right? So with Ultimate, it's just such a fantastic Smash Brothers game, and yeah, I love just every aspect of it. Even without playing the game, I just love the nostalgia factor. I love all these third-party characters in these games, right? And yeah, it's just a wonderful, wonderful experience, whether you like fighting games or not. Then my next one is a game that I originally played and beat on PS4, but when Video Games Plus had reprints of this, I had to get it, and yeah, it's one of my favorite games ever, Ys 8 Lacrimosa Donna. Now, on the Switch, I did play a little bit. It does have frame rate issues, right, especially in docked mode, and some of the visuals are a little weird to look at certain spots, but it still plays, solid. Like, it's still a solid experience on the Switch, and the fact that having it on the Switch, you can go from handheld or docked mode, right? It's just wonderful. And kind of like how I said for Super Mario RPG, it's a great way to start for turn-based RPGs. Ys 8 is a great way to get into action RPGs because there's so many different difficulty options. It's pretty easy to kind of maneuver, kind of learn the mechanics. Now, it does take a while because even as many times as I play this, sometimes I do screw up with some of the button combinations you have to do for skills and things like that, but overall, it's just such a fun game. One of the best soundtracks I've ever heard in a video game. Is a magical experience, and yeah, one that I just can't praise enough. And then my next one is, I guess, a bit controversial because, for some people, this is where they don't like the direction of the series, and for others, is a masterpiece, and I'm one of those who thinks it's a masterpiece, as I love both the old and new games in this series, and it's The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Like, man, when obviously when I got my Switch, this was the first game I got with it, right, as just a wonderful experience, right? I love the open worlds. Now, there are issues with it, right, like, because this game's already a 10 out of 10 for me, but it would be even higher, basically, if it didn't have such, that big weapon durability. Like, that does bug me. I wish you could just, even an option just to grab weapons that won't break at all, because, yeah, it got kind of annoying that you had to keep switching. I know it's the same with Tears of the Kingdom, and some of the environments, are a bit empty in quite a few places, but regardless of all that, and that's what makes these 10 out of 10 kind of Switch games or these videos fun to do, because again, not every game's going to be perfect, but you kind of overlook those issues because of how much fun you're having with these games, right? And this one just changed gaming altogether, right? Like, a lot of people now are using Breath of the Wild as inspiration for a lot of games coming out, and Breath of the Wild used inspiration from a bunch of other games of, Elder Scrolls and Assassin's Creed, right? And so it's just really cool to see how, they, like, Nintendo can just take a franchise and kind of play around with it, use other games as inspiration to create their own magical experience, and that's what I felt we got with Breath of the Wild. I know not everyone's going to agree with me on that, but hey, that's why this is my list, my video of 10 out of 10 Switch games, right? And then the final three, yeah, I just love this series, so I had to include all three. Xenoblade Chronicles 1, 2, and 3 here. These are all 10 out of 10 games for me, as just, I don't know where to start. It's like, the story is engaging, the characters are amazing in these games, and the music, phenomenal, and all three of these games, like, and while I would rank, like, the third game as my favorite, then followed by 2, and then 1, no matter what, like, all of these games are so fun. They're ones that I would replay over and over, despite being these 100-hour experiences, especially Xenoblade Chronicles 2 and 3. Like, the first game, you can you know, there's a lot of things you could skip and all that to make the game a bit of a shorter experience, but it's still a long experience. And yeah, like these I love these worlds. I love this whole world built on these old titans, right? And yeah, Xenoblade's just a phenomenal series. I have to get through, yeah, the Wii U version because that's the only one I haven't played and beat. I beat all the mainline games, I beat all the expansions of Future, Connected, and Redeemed, along with Torna, Golden Country, right, as everything was such a wonderful experience. Again, they have issues, like I have issues with, like, a good number of the side quests, especially the tasks you do. They're not super fun or engaging, right, especially in gathering quests, right, of getting rare items. But again, despite all that, these are phenomenal experiences and emotional experiences too, especially the third game. Like, the third game had every type of emotion for me. Of I was laughing, I was angry, I was sad. It had everything, and all three have that. Just, yeah, the third game, I think, for me personally, elevated that to the top, right? And just so fun. And yeah, I just I'm really glad that, you know, took me a while to get into, like, the Xenoblade Chronicles games. Like, I didn't really start playing them until, I think, 2021 it would have been, right? But I'm glad, you know, later than never, like, I'm, yeah, or better late than never, right? Because, yeah, I'm just glad I played through these games. Phenomenal games. And so those are my 10 Switch games that I feel are 10 out of 10. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Do you agree, disagree with me? Yeah, I would love to hear your thoughts. I would love to hear your personal 10 out of 10 Switch games and everything like that. And if you like this series, let me know too. I would love to do, you know, other consoles and all that. So let me know in the comments too what consoles you want me to cover that I feel would be 10 out of 10 experiences for those consoles as well, right? Because, you know, I love, like, the PS2, I love the original Xbox, and even though the 360 had issues, I love the games that were on that system. Same with PS3 and, you know, older ones of, you know, Super Nintendo, whatever, right? So yeah, let me know in the comments down below, and I'll see you next time, everyone. Hope you enjoyed, and thanks for watching. Alright, take care, and bye, have a good one. Hey everyone, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to leave a like and comment, and subscribe if you want to see more, or if you just want to see any of my skits and then nothing else and leave the video, that's fine too. Thanks everyone, take care.